Apa kabar? So today we have some grad students from Malaysia. Please briefly introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Nurul Fatiha and I go by Teha in Korea. I'm currently doing my PhD in biological science. So it's been like 2 years. I've been in Korea for like 2 years now. Not in Korea, in KAIST for 2 years now. And yeah, my major is in neuroscience.
So, hi, my name is Feng Lee, and I'm currently a PhD student in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. This is my 9th year here in KAIST in Korea.
Where did you study before KAIST?
I did my bachelor's in the University of Edinburgh in UK, and then I completed my master's study in Kyunghee University in Seoul. And after that, yeah, I'm here. I did my internship in KAIST for like 6 months and continued with my PhD in the same lab in KAIST.
So for me, I completed my high school in Malaysia, and then after that, I came straight away to KAIST for my bachelor's degree, master's, then like up to now PhD.
Can you guys share your GPA from undergrad?
Based on the UK system, it's second upper. It's 2.1, which is I think equivalent to 3.7 out of 4 should be, yeah.
So for me, it wasn't that high. What's in KAIST, so it's like out of 4.3, I was around 3.3. Yeah.
Which other universities did you consider, and what made you choose KAIST out of them?
Are you asking for the PhD or
grad school?
grad school? Because Seoul is famous in Malaysia, so I did consider some of the universities in Seoul. Because I did my master's also in Kyunghee University, so I did thought of continuing my master's in the same university. But then, because KAIST is more famous for the engineering and research programs, so that's how I decided to come to KAIST instead.
So for me, after high school, I applied to Japan and also Hong Kong. I received offer of both of them, but one made me decided to come to KAIST mainly because of the full scholarship they offer. My target after high school is really just to get a full scholarship for my studies. That matches really well with KAIST, and then, yeah.
What extracurriculars, like besides academics, helped you get into KAIST?
I participated in quite a number of mathematics competition in our high school. I was also the head prefect in my high school. Choir club president, vice president also. So a little bit of this and that actually helped me get into KAIST, I think.
For me, I don't really think I do have a lot of other extracurricular activities because I applied to here when I did my master's in South Korea also, so that time was pretty busy. So don't really have much extracurricular activities, but then it's probably based on the publications and also previous research.
Do you receive scholarships at KAIST?
Yes, I think most of KAIST students receive a KAIST scholarship, so I am currently under KAIST scholarship, so which is a full scholarship.
For me, it's the same case too. I'm also receiving additional funds from the lab just to be conduct research activities, and I'm also currently on this special doctoral scholarship. It's very sufficient enough for me to fund living here at KAIST.
Tell me about your lab life and campus life.
Lab life, I mean, people who are applying for graduate students, I think a lot of people already know it might be a bit busier compared to the undergraduate. But then the people here, the people in my lab are friendly, and we spend a lot of time together also. And other than that, KAIST students itself mainly are on the friendlier side. I do have a nice, comfortable social life here.
Yeah, I think I also met quite a very good number of friendly and kind Korean students who are willing to mingle around international students. I was an undergraduate, and also even now I'm a graduate, my lab members are very kind towards embracing the foreign international community. So apart from that, campus itself is beautiful, so nothing to complain about actually.
What do you like most about the campus?
What do you call it? The duck pond? Goose pond? Yeah.
Goose pond.
When it's not that cold, I do spend a lot of time just sitting there and relaxing. Or W2, where the international students are mainly gatherers. And also behind of W2 we have the cat feeding session, because I'm one of the KAIST cat networking club members, so I do spend a lot of time playing with the cats there. Yeah.
So for me, I spend quite a number of time in the library. In the third floor and fourth floor, not studying. The chair that's facing towards the window, which they cover your ears on the side. It's really nice, just a quick nap over there. So,
Have you ever used the resources from the visa center or the cafeteria or maybe the KAIST clinic?
I think KAIST is the only university that have their own visa center inside of the university. Because like I had experience applying for other universities before, and like I know the struggle of applying for visa for international students. It could be like the hardest step you have to go before actually being able to stay in Korea. So like it's something I'm really proud of to say that KAIST have their own visa application center, and the application was really fast comparative to the other when you apply it outside of the university. So that's one of my experience, because really fast. Like because when I came to KAIST, I have to apply for other visa, not the student visa, which is like the staff visa, because I came as an intern before starting my PhD. So, but for that application, I heard that it will took like around more than 1 month for the application itself for it to get approved. But then it just took me around less than a week when I did it in the KAIST Visa Global Talent Center. And some of the staff do speak English comparative to other immigration center. So yeah, it's really comfortable and like fast.
apart from the visa thing, the clinic, I do health checkups there once every year. They provide for all students who pay the student insurance fee, which is not high at all. They provide a full body checkup for you every year, so that's really convenient for us actually.
How well do you guys speak Korean?
I am comfortable enough to speak in Korean, I would say, yeah.
Now it's been some time, so I think I would say quite okay, sufficient for me to like conduct academic discussions in formal settings. So I think it shouldn't be too bad, I would say.
Okay, so like you said you didn't know Korean well. Is it okay for you in KAIST?
For me, because I'm doing biological science, like most of the discussions are in English, like between professors and me, like when I'm doing discussion with my professor, it's in English. But like some of the classes are conducted in Korean, but they usually already tell if it's in English or in Korean, so it's up to you to decide. So I do think it's not really much of a problem if you don't know Korean at all. But advisable to at least have some basic Korean, just make your life more comfortable. But for starters, like when you just come to Korea and without any basic Korean, it's not that hard, like you can survive.
Yeah, I agree on that because I entered KAIST 2017 without knowing how to speak Korean at all. Probably I just know how to read Hangul. I mean, you don't know what I'm reading, but I know how to pronounce it at least. And then it didn't turn out to be too much of a problem for me. At least inside the campus, everything is very accessible just by English itself, so I don't see too much of a problem.
How did you learn Korean then? Are there any opportunities in the campus to learn Korean?
Yeah, there are actually like regular classes that they provide for up to an advanced level for learning Korean, and there are also other activities like volunteer activities from Korean students to actually match up with you and try to speak Korean and communicate.
Where do you live? Like dorm or off campus?
I live outside, one room outside.
I live in the dorm.
How much does it cost?
38,000 monthly. But the Bojongko, like the deposit is a bit on the higher side, but not that high. I mean, comparatively, if you're living in Seoul, it will be higher.
So for dorm, it's around 100 to 150,000 won. So it's not too high actually.
Was it hard to find an apartment off campus?
Because I moved into Daejeon, like into KAIST, not during the semester. So it's quite easy because there's a lot of empty houses at that time actually for my situation.
So then my next question is, how do you balance social life and academics here at KAIST?
Living in the lab, I spend, because biological science, a lot of people know maybe we spend most of our time in the lab working, like depending on what experiments you're doing. But then as a student, I am really people person, so I enjoy going out and like meeting new people. So I tried to join like KAIST language buddy programs where they partner like one or two foreigners with another Korean student. So and then we go out like have lunch or dinner together, like just mingle and like get to know each other. That's one of the way for me to make new friends. Other than that, I do join a lot of other ISSS programs, and I'm also one of the instructor in the ISSS programs. So like cooking for the cooking session and those kind of things. That's one way for me to meet new people. So I enjoy doing that.
For me, I was very active in the International Badminton Club here in KAIST for like 5 years. And then apart from that, I enjoyed walking around Daejeon itself. There's a lot of parks and museums, which I really enjoyed a lot.
So the next question is for future applicants of KAIST. What do you want to say to them? Like, why should they choose KAIST?
The first tip I would say is be open-minded. So like a lot of people are scared to apply to KAIST. One, because it's being in Daejeon, not in Seoul. Like because like for Malaysian maybe they are more like exposed to the universities in Seoul. But I would suggest you to give it a look into KAIST because Daejeon might be not as big and like as happening as Seoul, but it's a great city. It's a nice city to live in, and I've like out of the time I spent here, I do enjoy it, and like be open-minded about that. So do consider into applying for KAIST. Other than that, yeah, I mean, don't give up on the applications. It might be harder because it's ranked one of the top universities in the world, so it's understandable if the application is a bit hard, but then do not give up on that. It's worth it.
For me, like one thing I really appreciate about KAIST is that the major classes are all conducted in English, and from the perspective of an international students, without the need to actually force yourself to learn a new language for your academic, but you can actually still gradually learn the language and the culture over time as you stay in KAIST in Korea. It's actually very beneficial for our own personal growth, so I think that's a really good point.
So thank you for sharing all those tips and your stories, and I really enjoyed talking with you today. Thank you for your time, and so I hope this helps our viewers and future applicants of KAIST. Okay, so bye. Bye.